Tune in, turn up, the clock's ticking fast. Crypto secrets from the future and past. Magic got the spark, Dave's got the flow. Right in the blockchain, wherever it goes. The Crypto Magic Hour, feel the power. Counting coins as we print every hour. VV Magic, Dave's on the scene. Crypto dreams in a digital gleam. Oh yeah, the Crypto Magic Hour.
How cool are we? We're so excited. Hi guys, what's up everybody? Just seeing Dave dance in the background. That's my first ever intro video. I feel like so accomplished, but this is impossible without Hinano from the Real and Common podcast. He threw that together for us. We love it. It's so good. And I'm just happy I was able to figure out how to make it work.
Hinano, thank you, bro. That was amazing. Like you ever think you'd have like an opening intro, like a whole Crypto Magic Hour? That was fire, bro. Fire. What's up, man? I hope everybody's good. Yeah. Yo, I can't get over that. I was like, we were like rocking off screen. We were like, let's go. Okay. I'm with it.
You're like, so this is gonna work, right? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like,
we're gonna find out together.
Yeah, you got this to work, right? I mean, I guess we'll see. What do you mean we'll see? You can test things. Yeah. No, I guess
I can't test it without going live, but it worked. It worked.
Hinano, shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for that, man. Like massive help, dude. Thank you so much. That was dope. Amazing.
So this is now episode, what are we on? 7, I think?
7. Holy
yeah.
Live from my Denver hotel room and my random clothes in the background on the bed. That's probably a little distracting, right? I guess.
Yeah, a little.
Ta-da!
Much better.
Much better.
So yeah, you are in Denver still.
Yeah. I am in Denver for ETH Denver. It was crazy. It was a crazy week, but I'll let you go through your setup because, oh my God, like, what are we going to talk about today? There's so much stuff to talk about.
So we kind of timed this with your trip. We had a different one scheduled, but we pushed that to next week because the timing, I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity because this week for you has been all about networking and how you get yourself further in your crypto career, your crypto journey, the benefits, how you can make money just going to these events. And, make some serious, real connections with actual people that are alive outside of the internet.
Like for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It was honestly like, it's been like my main goal, obviously, like when we talk about networking, like what's the end goal, right? Like for me, it's like, I want to figure out like, who can I meet? Who do I speak to? What projects, platforms, how is this going to translate into dollars for me at the end of the day? Right? Like, because I feel like people really underestimate a lot of times that we're in a people business, right? Mm-hmm. The relationship. I know this sounds cheesy as fuck, but like your net work is your net worth. Like that's as real as it gets, right? Like the who you know in this world, in this business, in every business is literally everything. So networking is a massive like key component to all of it. It's finding alpha, what's the next play coming up, who's building what, who are they partnering with. So, and these conferences, I mean, there is no shortage of, Magic, when I tell you the amount of side events that were going on was insane. There's not enough time. There's just so many panels. I feel like it's almost overkill at a certain point where it's like, this is ridiculous. Like there's like panels every half hour on like completely different like ends of the spectrum, like other sides of town. And I'm just like, this isn't working. Like I got to figure out like, and obviously I'm insanely unorganized. So for me, it's very difficult because you have to be organized. Which event am I going to? Who do I want to see? And so on. But it's been an incredible week. I've made an insane amount of connections. I hosted my first my first live panel, like in-person panel.
How did that come to fruition? How did you get that to come?
So you guys know I run a Sunday night space called the Sunday Reset, and on there, one of my guest speakers, a guy that I've known for a few years now, Eric, we call him Spiv, his last name is Spivak, from Your Conduit, he's been in the business for a long time, like literally since day one of Twitter Spaces. And I do a lot of business with him. Like he funnels me some business. I help him out. He helps me out. So, I mean, amazing contact, super smart dude. And he was just like, look, I'm putting on an event. We got a few sponsors and I have a panel like that needs a moderator. Like, would you be interested? And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'd be interested. Right. Cause then it's like, now you're on stage and like, and now forget like the people that are there. It's like, now they're either going to stream it or they're going to use that content like further on. And now your name, your face gets out there and they see you talking to like some of like the top projects that are out here. And it was, I'll tell you this much, it's very different than this or hosting a Twitter space. I didn't think I was nervous until I got up there, right? Because I don't usually get nervous stuff like this is my wheelhouse, but I was a little nervous. There was some mic action. I was like, I don't know how to do the mic stuff. Like I was, a little bit. I said the word like a lot, and I need to really refrain from that. So I need to slow down a lot. But it was incredible. It really, really was. I met some like amazing companies, platforms, some different protocols that are doing some really, really cool shit. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of like tell you guys like who I met, who I talked to, what I did, all this stuff, and how you guys can maybe benefit from it.
Yeah, so I think I was going to say that towards the end, but I think it's just timely right now, and it will play into just the other sort of topics regarding networking. So I guess, well, one comment I wanted to make too is you were talking about how there's just so much going on, and that's true with a lot of these events. Like I know NFT NYC, you don't even like need to go to the convention itself. Like there's parties and different meetups and social events that you don't even have to be there. You're like at the event itself. You can just go to all these other things on the outside, and you still have the potential to just make amazing contacts. It's wild. Like there's so much going on.
It's insane because so this is like my second, like I guess in real life conference. The first one I went to was in Singapore, and it was Token 2049, and that's like the big leagues of trade shows, I guess, or conferences, if you want to call it, right? It's at Marina Bay Sands, 5-star hotel. I mean, really, really over the top type stuff. And what up, Peace? What up, biggest bro? What up, Vibe? Everybody, Acrolite, D, I'm charged. I'm plugged in. I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'm safe. And so now coming to this one, right? And so Token 2049 has like a little bit of everything, right? This is more like, it's called ETH Denver for a reason. It's more like Ethereum sponsored, right? Everything that's happening on the Ethereum blockchain. And it was different. Like me and Bildo got there. We got there. We were just like, it kind of looks like a state fair. It was like a little dirt parking lot, but like looked like it was kind of like in this little mini stadium type place. There was like a hackathon going on. We didn't really know. It's different, right? When you're not used to seeing, like, I didn't know what to expect. I'm coming from like 5-star accolade, so I'm like, okay, this is different. Like, let me just kind of like mesh in and see what's what. And you quickly realize that it's the layout or like the setup has zero to do with anything, right? Zero. Yeah. Like we had, like you walk through like the exhibitor hall, you had like the base chain next to Uniswap and Unichain, next to Arbitrum, next to, I mean, some of the biggest names in the blockchain business were literally out there. And then you get to meet kind of these little smaller side projects, right? Where it's like, what are you guys doing? Here's what I do. So I definitely took a lot of opportunity to introduce myself, right? Like get my name out there, like to pretty much, I mean, the big guys, yes. Take pictures with everybody. Your Telegram goes crazy. I mean, I don't even know how to manage that anymore. But essentially it's just all, I can't stress this enough. It's just talk to people, find out what it is that they do and just be curious. And obviously I'm one of the most curious people out here. And yeah, it was incredible. Came across what I learned. Yeah. So great question, Acro. So here's what I did. I'll give you like a couple of things. So if I really think back, like the biggest takeaway for me, I spent almost a full day. Me and Bildo spent almost a full day. Me, Bildo, and KC spent almost a full day at decentralized artificial intelligence talks. Right? It was put on by Jesse and Mikey, these guys that are building something called Think Agents. That's kind of their Twitter handle. If you want to go check them out, I'll put it in the chat in a second. But I mean, these are super successful Web2 guys that are now moving to, like literally like that are moving mountains on the decentralized artificial intelligence side. And just to give everybody a little context, like what's the decentralized artificial intelligence side? You know how you guys talk, like I talk to Junie here a lot of times. Junie's from OpenAI, right? Decentralized artificial intelligence. OpenAI is not decentralized, right? It's one company's for profit. They charge like the whole 9 yards. There is a massive battle going on right now for like your data, your information. And we've talked about this a little bit like in previous shows, but Akro, my biggest takeaway was like, I don't think people realize like that we don't have much time. Like if you want to capitalize on something like this and not have big data, have Google or Facebook or all these like monster companies that have utilized us as the product and made money off of us and our attention and everything, our data, like for decades now, we can take that back. I don't think people realize like how little time like we have left to be able to do something like that and be able to capitalize on it. So I spent the whole day like listening to what these guys are building. Magic, it was wild. I mean, crazy. Yeah.
I'm like tired for you because I feel like you would be like have been drinking from a fire hose. Like just my brain would be so tired after all that.
It's like when you first get into crypto Twitter, right? It's like there was no resources when we first got here. When I first got here in 2021, it was just go into spaces and figure it out. Now it's like, okay, but these guys really put it on. And one of my other biggest takeaways was you would think like a lot of people are like, there's competitors as you go. It's like, oh, this one's competing. Oh, this one does the same thing as this one. It's really not. Like these guys have figured out a way to really complement each other in terms of what they're doing. So it's a much more like collaborative effort, which what does that mean for the average person like listening or the average investor or trader or whatever? When you have like companies that are collaborating like this, it presents a much bigger opportunity because you get to push a product to market that much faster and a much more quality product because it's like, I specialize in this, you specialize in that. Let's stay in our lane, build it, and let's bring it together. So it is insane. Yeah, Bildo, like, yeah, I mean, Bildo gave a great take yesterday too, like on the reset also in terms of like how, like genuinely how impactful like it was and what they're going to be doing. I think I actually have a clip, I think somewhere like in my phone. I'm going to see if I can maybe like dig it out somewhere. But the basis of it was decentralized artificial intelligence is the way. We talk with companies like this being one of the biggest ones is Render, right? And what Render does is we're not sponsored, by the way. Render, you should sponsor us, by the way. So you're welcome. So it's like when you do anything with like ChatGPT or Midjourney or like any sort of like image generation or whatever, it uses something called a GPU, right? Like a GPU is what's in your computer. It's a graphics, like it's a processing card. And the bigger the GPU, like the bigger, like the more resolution you need, let's say for an image, where you got to refine, the more people using it, that's taxing. So these GPUs come at a massive premium. What Render does is they decentralize the use of GPUs. So if I have a GPU card in my computer, which every computer does, I can like, and let's say you're a Render user, you go to Render and Render pays me to use my GPU usage when I'm not using it. So I just plug into their network and it's like, here you go. We're going to pay you for this because we want to decentralize this whole thing so you can now benefit from it. Whereas before, I'm paying for like a massively expensive graphics card, right? And then I'm paying on top of that to generate the images for some of these other services. It's a lot. So what Render is doing is really smart. And this is where we get into something called DPINs. And I don't want to go too deep, but DEPINS or DEPIN is a decentralized public infrastructure network where this is where when we talk about taking our data back, this is where you get to profit from it because you have something that the world can use, but you as an individual don't really have a way to get it out there. But collectively, if everyone kind of comes together and starts really like building these physical infrastructures out, like Render is doing with GPU usage, you can make a lot of money, and people are making hella money off of decentralized public infrastructure networks. The simplest things, data collection is everything out here. So that's my third takeaway is data collection. But yeah, it was insane.
Wow.
Magic. Yeah.
I also want to shout out your pink shirt.
Salmon. It was maybe it was pink. Whatever. That's fine. They were saying, oh, and shout out Somnia. Look at this. You guys see, I'm coming to, I sell tickets out here, okay? Somnia was on the panel with me. Woo, shout out to you and the whole Somnia team. Really cool stuff like gaming, blockchain. Like, this is what I'm talking about. There's so many things out here, Magic. It's crazy. So much. But yeah.
So how do you pick, well, this is like multi-tiered, right? It's like, how do you pick which conferences to go to? How do you know what's the best? And then, like, how much time do you have to put into researching all the different things going on and sort of where you should spend your time and energy?
Are you asking me how to be organized, Magic? Really? It's like, that's
Yes.
right. This ain't right. you know that this is not my strong suit. You know what I did? I called Bill and I'm like, are you awake? Yeah. All right, let's go get breakfast. Let's go get breakfast, and I'll meet you over there, and we'll walk around and we'll figure it out.
Was he your personal assistant for the week?
No, he wasn't. We just met up at places. But the one thing we did, like the one thing I made sure to plan was like, you want to plan stuff around obviously that you enjoy and like where you want to spend. Like if you're going to spend your time there, right? Like time is like the most valuable thing that all of us have, right? And for me, it's super valuable. So it's like, where do I want to spend my time? And just, talking with these think guys, like it was great. Like I've had them on spaces before and I was like, let's just go spend the day there. Right. And like Bildo's obviously massively immersed because they're part of the whole like Futureverse umbrella. And it was just, look, it's nothing fancy, sexy, like crazy, but if you actually are into this stuff and you want to know like what this stuff is about, these are the guys that you want to come talk to because the like Bill said in the comments, their resumes are literally second to none. But that was the one thing I did plan, Magic. We spent the whole day there, like panel after panel after panel. And I'll tell you like some of the rewards that it's reaping just already. Obviously, like I'm throwing myself in the mix, introducing myself to everybody. And it was like, okay, great. By the time it was done, I had like 13 or 14 companies where I said, look, starting on Monday, meaning later today, we're going to do a whole decentralized AI week on all things crypto on my daily Twitter space. And they were like, we're in. So now I have like the who's who of projects that are coming on all things crypto to talk about their projects, right? So this is where look, if you're watching this stream and you're listening to us now, like I'll give you guys some alpha, obviously, like at the end in terms of tokens, who's doing what, who's got what coming out. Start at think, and then we can kind of expand and grow our way out of there. But as far as organized, that was the one thing I was organized. I spent about maybe 2.5 hours walking around aimlessly trying to figure out, like, find this one booth because I bought, thank you, Viper. I bought this like little ETH OS machine. It's like a phone, but like a blockchain based phone. Maybe for another time, but yeah, I spent 2 hours looking for them, and I finally found them and chatted with their team. And there's some really, really cool shit coming out with those guys too. So it was dope.
What would your recommendation though be? Say I wanted to go to this event. Do you go to are you talking just and listening in spaces as to what's going to be going on? Are you going to a website and see the schedule? Like, what's your recommendation for somebody that's going to go? Because like you said, it can be overwhelming and you need to, if you want to be organized about it, you want to kind of like figure out where you want to put your time. And then how do you find out about like the different mixers and parties and other networking events going on the outside?
So if it's like a reputable event, you guys see the screen I'm sharing right now?
Yeah.
Right. So this was like your starting point. But there's also an app called Luma, and Luma is like the events application. And everybody registers their events on Luma. It's a mobile app. You could download it on your iPhone or on your Android, whatever you want. And you register for literally everything. And it shows you who the sponsors are, where it's being held, the time slots, what they're talking about, who RSVP'd. So this stuff is massively built out already, right? But if you're going to start somewhere in terms of, hey, if I'm going to a conference, like what the hell do I do? This is where you kind of want to, like, wherever the conference, if it's a reputable one, and this is literally one of the biggest ones that Ethereum, the Ethereum Foundation puts on, you want to go to their website first, and it gives you everything. It shows you like all of the stuff that they have. Look at this stuff. And the talks, like there was just so much. So if you are organized, unlike myself, you want to start here, right? Your travel accommodations, right? Whether it's your hotel, your airfare, you can do things afterwards. It shows you who's doing what. If you want to be a sponsor, there's just so much stuff. And the cool part about this was, normally these conferences cost a lot of money to go to. A ticket to the actually, if I'm Token 2049 ticket was $1,400, and I paid that money, because I was super late. It was $1,400. No, excuse me, it was $1,400 for two, so $700 a ticket. This was $600 a ticket. But what they did cool was like, if you apply early enough and you become part of, let's say, our DAO, which was called Spork DAO, you get a free ticket. And I was like, sign me up. I'm in. So if you plan a little bit more ahead of time, which I actually did this time, shout out to Bildo for putting me onto that one. Yeah, and it was great. And maybe, who knows? And to be perfectly honest, Bildo was actually, in a way, like sponsored to kind of come out here, right? So his trip was like paid for, which was incredible, because these teams want you to learn about what's going on out here so that you can then come back out and do these kinds of things. Shout out, Millie, what's up? So that you can do these kinds of things, right? Come back out here on stream and genuinely talk about all this stuff.
Yeah, it's more marketing for them.
I mean, come on now. Since when do you guys ever see gear? Like, I don't wear this gear, but you better believe we're going to chop this up and tag Somnia. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but honestly, Magic, it's something where you can't really, like, you have to experience this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to throw yourself into it. And a lot of people are like, well, what if I'm an introvert? Get over it. Like, get over it. Like, just go mingle and talk to anybody. The one tough part that I'll say this is, like, nobody knows anybody's real names or their faces, because like the majority of us are talking to each other behind like monkey PFPs on Twitter. So you're like, fuck, who are you? Oh yeah, I'm so-and-so. It was like the funniest thing, like sitting there and like there's all these Futureverse people coming on. Bildo's like, oh yeah, I'm Bildo. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm so-and-so. And it's like, oh. It's like, I feel like I'm in like a video game, you know? It's just like, oh yeah.
It is really bizarre. I mean, the same is true with like, you know, the beauty events. Is people will tell me their real name and I'm like, but what's your handle? And then I'm like, okay, I know you. Like, I don't know your real name.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But whatever, like you get over it really, really fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'll speak from experience too. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't be here like doing live streams with you if not for, you know, going to events and networking and getting to know people more and building relationships over time. Like this stuff doesn't happen like by chance or on a fluke, on a whim. Like this is the last 4 years of building to like where I'm at now. And yeah, I don't think any of it would be possible without the real life physical networking and meeting of people. And I've gone to New York 2 years ago and had a job offer on the spot, and I was like, what in the what? Like,
that's cool.
Like
that's right.
It's surreal because I'm like, you don't really know me.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But there's a massive opportunity.
There's so much opportunity. And look, for anybody that's out here that is looking for like I know I put a tweet out the other day being like, if you're crying on the timeline about like not having money or this or that, like I get it. We've all been there. Bear market sucks. But I promise you now, there's so much opportunity out here in terms of jobs, internships, like, and at every level, and remote, like the majority of the positions are remote positions. So like if you're out here looking for work, right, and you're looking to do something and you have a basic knowledge of Web3 or you don't need to be a blockchain genius, right? And I'm talking like non-technical stuff. Obviously, like developers totally separate. Like if you're a coder or a full stack dev, a little bit easier for you to find a job. But if you're doing something else, whether it's marketing or, you want to be community builder, or, how many ambassador programs there are? Tons. There is so much money pouring into this industry. And I mean, blockchain, crypto as a whole, artificial intelligence as well. Like I'll combine all three of those, that there's not enough people to fill the jobs. And that's why, like, I'm hoping that with these streams, I kind of get people excited about like, yo, get in, like you're doing this already. You're on Spaces talking about this already. Like get involved, because why not get paid? Why not? It's the basis of all this shit. Literally, that's what we're talking about. It's like, use your data to get paid. Use your information to get paid. Your knowledge to get paid. Go get paid. Funny.
So you brought up AI again, so I just wanted to go back to
Yeah.
Acro's question here. Was there any AI introduced related to gaming?
So we did see something really cool at the decentralized AI day, DAI day, Acro, and it was a game. I got to find the Twitter handle, but a game that just launched, and there was a $5,000 prize pool where it's almost like a Dungeons and Dragons type of deal, right? And yo, shout out to Loco. Look, I don't know where you are, bro, but you better get back to me real soon, man. Shout out to Loco who put me onto this. He actually requested this feature from Junie like 6 months ago. But what these guys actually did it. What they did was apparently, like, I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons avid player. Like, I've never played it, but I know of it. There's a game master, right? And the game master has normally been like a human being, and that person has to ultimately like decide what's the next route we're gonna go. Like there's a lot of planning that goes into it. Now with AI, not only can you have like an AI game master or dungeon master, you can have like NPCs, like non-player characters that are fully integrated, like AI integrated with, let's say, these brains or these think agents, these AI agents, and there's no repeating storyline. Because before it was like you'd have to give it a storyline, and then it was like it's whatever you give it, that's what it's going to do. Now, because we have large language models like, OpenAI and Venice on the decentralized AI side, you're now able to really like explore so many different things because you don't know what the AI is going to say. It's like this infinite loop of possibilities where this game now is saying we want 5 players, and this was like more of like an on the spot thing, but this is going to be a very, very like heavy meta where NPCs, artificial intelligence, and the metaverse being video games are going to collide big time. And I'll give you the second one. This is where, like, what we saw was a Bored Ape running around in a metaverse, being voice controlled, building things with just their voice because it was translating to text that was then translating to the object, right, in this metaverse, while there, for those that know Other Side and the Bored Ape Yacht, Other Side being like their metaverse that they sold a while back for bazillions of dollars. You now had your Coda, right? The Coda was like the little animal that was on the farm that was mining stuff for you on that land in real time. And you saw this live on screen, and the guy's talking, and you were like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. So the stuff that people think, like right now, like people are saying to themselves, yeah, in 5 years, it's going to be this way. Since people yes. Yeah. So NPC is non-player character, right? Meaning there's no human behind it, right? There's none. So who's controlling it? It's literally linked up to an AI, right? Whether that's OpenAI, in this case, it was Venice AI, which is the decentralized one. And I'll put that up on the screen in a second, but literally linked up to an AI that is given a specific set of instructions, but it's not like you just have to say this. It can say whatever it wants, right? But it gives it like a personality. You're going to be the dungeon master. You're going to create this game. This is who you are. You got to take on this personality, and then everything that this normal person would do, this human, you now have to do. And that's a wild concept when you really try and wrap your head around that. That's crazy.
Well, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, but it almost feels like it's with AI, it almost feels like you're not even gaming anymore. You're just sort of an observer.
So
right?
Think about it from the gaming experience perspective, right? Before, you couldn't really, you were like kill bad guys like in a game, right? Like you were going around and it was just you, or maybe, and you needed another human to play with, right? Like if somebody else wanted to participate, then you had multiplayer games. But now you can have the full experience, not needing a single nobody except you, and the experience can feel insanely immersive while interacting with every single element around you, right? Before it's like, can I steal this car? Can like, oh, look at this person, I got to rescue this. Now it's like, I get to talk to people that can tip me off, and there's constant information flowing all around. So it makes the game that much more immersive, and it makes you feel like, wow, I'm really more involved in, like, this is like, and that's what, look, I'm not a gamer. I'll tell you right now,
Yeah.
I'm not. But from what I hear from these gigabrains and from very seasoned gamers, it's like this is where things are heading. And when we're talking about, like being like these immersive experiences, and when we talk about like owning your data and everything else, imagine now every experience that you can have, and everything that you learn along the way, you can then take with you. So you don't forget, like your AI, your personal AI, because you're going to have one too, is going to remember all of it. So now you're interacting with AIs to make it more immersive. Your AI is like remembering everything that is going on around you. That makes you a that much more effective player. Whereas now, like before, it was, well, you play and you win some skins and this other stuff, and like people were trying to sell their stuff like offline because couldn't do it on the platform. But now everything is changing. Now you integrate NFTs into it. Your NFTs have value. You can sell them on marketplaces. These AI agents, your personal ones, are going to have value, right? And last thing I'll say is this. There was something that they introduced called, I didn't see what Bildo put up. They introduced something called like the soul of an, like your soul, SOUL. And this is something that they've already built where you're going to take this across everywhere, right? Because people need to get out of the mind frame of like, oh, blockchain is this totally separate thing. No. The blockchain, the metaverse, this is the new internet, right? Like that's where things are going. That's where people are going to spend their time, right? It's not websites anymore. They're going to be having these experiences, like whether in Futureverse or anywhere else. And imagine you have your own personal AI that is now going to, it's like having like almost like someone recording you, video, audio, and everything 24/7 and ingesting everything that you know. And now that is now building your soul. So you never want to like, their tagline was, don't sell your soul. Yeah. Don't sell your soul, which was kind of crazy. And it just makes so much sense. The trick is like, how do they bring this stuff to market? Where are the opportunities? Yeah. And that's kind of the shit that like I pay attention to. And we can get into that maybe like a little bit later, but there's some, if you guys are not tuned into Think Agents, right? THINK, I'll pull up their Twitter. Let me pull up their Twitter account so you guys can obviously see, because I think it's important. Oh my God, I'm on light mode. What is going on? I think Bildo and Casey were going to kill me this magic. They were like, what are you doing on light mode? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know why this is on this way. I was like, normally it was dark mode. Can we take a poll really quick? Magic, are you on dark mode on Twitter or light mode?
Light mode.
You're on light mode too? See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not crazy, Bildo. I'm not crazy. Wait, on desktop or mobile?
Both.
On light mode. I think me and you are the same kind of psycho then, because that's what they refer to me as. You guys put in the chat if you're light mode. Like, I genuinely want to know, are you light mode or dark mode? And no extra additive craziness, okay? Like, I get it. Light mode or dark mode. That's what I like. Boo. Light mode is crazy. See, they think we're nuts. They think we're crazy. Now I have dark mode.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Wild. See, dark mode is better. This is, I don't know, man. This is like an ongoing thing. But
we can be the crazies.
I'm afraid to share my screen, Magic. I'm gonna be shamed. Hold on. Let me go to dark mode. Wait, how do I get to dark mode real quick? I gotta put it on dark mode. I can't do it. Like they're gonna chest it.
Just leave it. It's fine. Psychopaths use light mode.
I mean, although on the desktop it is a little bit wild, but oh my God, it really is bad. Light mode on the desktop is terrible. Light mode on the phone, not so bad. Okay, check this out. So start here, guys.
Share your screen.
Yeah, hold on. Oh God, I'm just waiting for the barrage to come. Like, oh my God, I'm blind. I can't see anything. Start here at Think Agents, okay? And think bigger, right? Like this token is not listed anywhere. It's not in existence yet, but there will be a swap from another token called Altered State Machine, which is the ASTO token, ASTO. Full disclosure, so everybody is aware. Yes, we are bringing you these opportunities, but I also do want to disclose that I do own these tokens as well. So just full disclosure there. I know you were pumping. Shut up. Miss me with all that. I'm bringing you guys this info literally from here 3 days ago. And I gave it to like my whole, like the entire ATC crew. Just look into this and start educating yourself on it. I would love more questions on this. And I mean, Bildo's a great resource, but I think he's a little under the weather. He's a little under the weather right now. So, since coming back from Denver, apparently some people just can't hang. You just can't handle the conferences magic. It is what it is. 90% of serial killers use light mode. See? That's what I'm saying. Y'all look crazy out here. Oh my God. But yeah, start here. Look at Think, then look at ASTL. Let me put it in the chat so you guys can obviously see. AST. Look at this. Bildo, help people out in the chat. ASTO.
He said if you shoot him the link, he can join for a bit.
Oh, he texted me that like 20 minutes ago. Oops, my bad. Hey. Wait, well, I gotta send him a different link, right? Like to join like the what's it called?
It's a StreamYard link.
Got it.
So right here at the bottom of the screen, you'll see an invite button.
Oh,
and then you can copy it and email, text, whatever.
All right. Bildo, do me a favor, all right? If you're coughing or anything else, like just He's like, I'm free. He's like, I'm not feeling well. Bro, get your ass on here, bro. You're like the foremost expert when it comes to this stuff. Bildo, sent. Get that. Yeah, me and Bildo definitely nerded out. Like, we definitely nerded out. We're geeks on this stuff. I believe it. Some real other alpha also. If you want to go look up on OpenSea, okay? And Bildo can talk about this too, because he's the one that put me onto this. I think for less than like 0.1 ETH, which at this point is like $200, you can get a brain, right? An altered state machine has these brains, which is like the AI agent in and of itself, right? That you can then take with you across like different metaverse or like everywhere you go, right? Across the web. And I think there's going to be a Think token allocation to some of those. And from what I hear, little birdies, don't quote me on this, I don't know exactly, but 30 to 45 days, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. You didn't hear it from me. But yeah. I'm not trying to get pinched, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if some of the guys are watching this now, what they wanted me to say, what they didn't want me to say. So, Jesse, I'm sorry if you didn't want me to say anything, but I can't help it.
Too late.
Yeah.
So how do you find out what's next? Like, what event's next?
So event-wise, this is the craziest thing. Like, there's crypto events going on across the entire globe, like probably every week, right? It's just a matter of which one aligns with really like what you want to do and like how you want.
I'm going to bring Bildo up.
Yeah, bring him up.
I don't want, because you get going and then be like,
bring him up. Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? Happy Monday, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's Monday. What's good?
Just chilling, trying to get better. I feel like all these conferences, there's some shit going around. I feel like every conference people go to, there is a decent amount of people that come back sick.
Yeah.
So feeling it, but yeah, we'll get through it.
All right.
It's like the tax you have to pay, you know?
It is a very comfortable hat.
And for the record, by the way, these hats, you know, like I never go for hats at conferences. Like I'm like, hats, I got a peanut head. They're never going to fit. Such a good fit. I swear to God, I love these hats. I would put it on right now, but my hair looks too good. Anyways, Bildo, give us just give us your general take on like what the fuck happened, like, and how you felt about everything that you saw and heard.
Just to give people like a little bit broader of an idea of what Think was. So in Futureverse, we had Altered State Machine. It was created by David McDonald, which is Aaron McDonald's brother. It was everything AI within the Futureverse ecosystem. They merged with a company called 6079 AI, as well as Wire Network, to be able to create this new Think protocol. The Think protocol, they're looking at trying to make openness win in the same way when, the internet first started and we saw this like giant, internet boom that created worlds of opportunities. There needed to be certain protocols that everybody was able to build on top of. So like if you look at ChatGPT, everybody knows what ChatGPT is. Everybody's using ChatGPT. That is like getting an AOL CD and putting it in and that being your access to the internet. Then A16Z came out and created HTTP. And that was a standard that allowed anybody to build on top of the internet to where there was no more gated access and anybody could build on top of that. So Think Protocol would be that open standard for everything AI. So if we do believe that AI is now going to be doing all of these things for us in the future, we need certain standards and protocols for all of those AIs to be able to communicate and be able to, in the same way I can have a website and it is able to communicate with other websites, it can pull data, everything is just an open standard. So that's kind of why I think was created. Altered State had some very cool tools as far as like text to 3D generation, text to music generation, a variety of other different tools. Meanwhile, other companies had different things that they were working on. Wire Network has like gasless transactions up to like 10,000 transactions per minute, I believe it is. Render Network, all of these companies, for me, was the biggest takeaway is all of these like powerhouse or like incredibly talented builders are all coming together to try to push this like openness and allow anybody to kind of build on top of this. So like Dave mentioned earlier, it's definitely not a competition of, hey, we want to win. It's providing a standard to let anybody build so anybody can win.
Huh? He said it so much better than me, right? It's so
that
great.
was very
So
well
much better than
said.
I can. I love that. Yes. Thank you for coming.
He's not a squirrel like you. That's why.
Yeah. He doesn't suffer from this disease. Maybe it's light mode. Maybe it's light mode disease. That's what it is.
Dude, light mode is crazy, bro.
I told you. He's like, yo, you're psycho, bro.
I can't do it.
Here's
great explanation, bro. Seriously, amazing fucking breakdown recap. Like, I mean, you've been living this for how, like, you've been immersed in this ecosystem for how long now?
Like, I don't know, 3+ years. So it's interesting to see, like, I mean, even somebody like David, who essentially was bought out, Altered State Machine was one of the 11 companies that was rolled up to like create Futureverse. He then went on and created a company called Being AI, which was like I think it started as like a web or like an AI consulting firm. It actually went public on the New Zealand Stock Exchange. And then he demoed, like while we were there at this Decentraland AI Day, that like it's a company that your agent is then building out thousands of agents to accomplish tasks for you. So I think the way that I've heard him describe it before is in the same way that we have apps on everything of our phone, we're just going to have agents instead of apps. So you will then say, hey, your personalized agent, your quote unquote soul, you can say, hey, I need to book a trip to Denver for ETH Denver. Here's the dates that I want to go. Then it's going to go create a ton of different agents to be able to find, hotel, airfare, travel, whatever amenities that you need. And the thing with agents is like, it is not pulling from like a sponsored ad or, hey, this particular company is paying X amount, so we want to make sure that that one shows up on the top of the search engine because we're getting paid for this. It's just going to find the most effective agent to be able to get the job done as quickly, efficiently, most affordable way that you can do it. So I guess I would just kind of look at it as like all apps that you have, I think will be replaced by agents. So you won't need to like get on a hopper anymore. You can just say, hey, agent, give me a flight to Denver. This is the date that I want to do. And it's all tied to like your wallet as well. So like you can have all of that transacting for you to where those agents can do everything that you need to do within the parameters that you set. Obviously, you're not going to just say, why did this plane ticket just cost me $100,000? I did not sign up for that. Like you can set certain parameters. But I think the app in general will kind of go away and be completely replaced by agents in the future.
Yeah.
it's interesting that you're talking about this because I think this was our last show, right, Dave? You were asking like if you could have AI help you with, you know, a day-to-day task, something to make your life easier, what would that look like?
Yeah.
And I think, Bildo, what you're basically saying is like, we're going to get to the point where these agents can do pretty much anything and everything. That's
100. Like the way I look at it is like the way you have Siri or Alexa or any of that. Again, those are walled gardens getting paid, to make sure that certain companies show up on, that list. To where this is now your own personal one, to where you own it. You can kind of set the parameters of, hey, I need, an amazing restaurant. Please, neglect any like chain restaurants. I want a mom and pop local store, to where it then can pull that data. Whereas the current system is very much set up to, SEO. Like you can pay to have your company show up higher on search engine optimization. However, with agents, there's no they don't care about any of that. They're just trying to get a job. There's no real, there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, well, Dave's my friend, so I'm going to try to give Dave this job, even if there might be somebody, and no offense, but that could do the job better than Dave. Or
there's
magic.
no emotion.
We are in the VV fam, so I am going to use magic on something because, we have a history. AI doesn't do that, and AI doesn't care about that. There's no loyalty. It's just going to find the thing that is the most efficient to get the job done. And I think that they will, if you're also taking down the barriers of if I'm communicating with somebody in New Zealand, the way that the internet is routed currently to get some information from the United States over to New Zealand, there are multiple pathways that it can take. AI is only going to make that better and be more efficient because it doesn't have to go through the same rigmarole of what we're currently working with. So I also expect everything to get even faster than the way it is right now. And that's hard to imagine. High-speed internet's pretty effective right now, but I think we'll continue to see that evolve to, you can literally type something in and then cool, 5 minutes later, everything is completely booked and I have travel plans and let's go. You're only talking to your one personal agent, but in the background, that agent is then basically networking and going to find all of these different agents to be able to complete the task for you.
And that then leads to really quickly agents talking to other agents, right? Marketplaces, AI talking to AI without human beings. So if you're thinking about building some sort of an agent, right? That's what these guys are doing now, right? They're putting the pieces together. Because these guys see 8 steps ahead, right? They're not playing checkers. These guys are playing chess, right? They see so far ahead that it's like this is where things are going, and we need to get ahead of this. And I'm going to share this screen with you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about in terms of the decentralized component of this. When we talk about decentralization, it's super important because we talk about own your data and all sorts of stuff. Stop giving your data to all these other companies, the Googles, Facebooks, OpenAIs, and everybody else, right? And this is where you can capitalize on your data, right? And even if you don't want to capitalize on it, you don't have to share any of this personal data. It's your choice to decide what to do with. And just so you guys,
also, if you have the platform, maybe those companies come to you because you have it's like, hey, this is the person we need. And then it's up to you if you want to go down that road. But own your own data, own your own AI, all of the things.
Yeah. Venice.ai, guys, is one of the, this is going to, in my opinion, this is going to be a massive, I can't stress enough how big decentralized artificial intelligence is going to be. And I say that with a fair amount of confidence because when I see Microsoft building data centers, right, in the middle of nowhere in Nevada and spending billions, and they're literally making hectares, not acres, hectares of data centers in the desert, and they can't build them big enough or fast enough, that tells me that they're making this kind of an investment. They're not making that investment for nothing. So this is the stuff, like this is a resource that I highly recommend people start to utilize and get familiar with, right? So if you're a Chat GPT user, I know we talk about Chat GPT a lot. It's great, beginner stuff, but Venice AI is nothing leaves your machine. Your data is not being shared with anybody. Yes, there is a token associated with this. Shout out to the Venice team. God bless. That was the best airdrop I've gotten this year. I love you all. Thank you very much. If I had a Venice shirt, I'd be wearing a Venice shirt right now, but I'm not. But either way, it does everything that that OpenAI and ChatGPT can do. You can access it to build different applications. The interface is simple, the same way, right? Same thing. It can do image generation, image identification. If you want to talk to it, you can ask it anything you want. There's an $18 a month charge, right? If I want to be clear on this, there's an $18 a month charge. So I think ChatGPT charges like $20 a month. But with this, you know that your information is not being shared. And the takeaway needs to be, right? I don't care if it's Venice or any other, I don't know any other decentralized AI that's doing what Venice is doing. So this is the resource I'm presenting to you guys. But the big point I think we want to get across here is you need to be in control of your data, because that is the most valuable, you as a human, that is going to be the most valuable thing that you can then take into the future for any other company, another AI, a software, a service, an insurance company. It doesn't matter. Your data is what counts. They need it in order to build the products that they build, that they then sell back to us. So this is what I mean. Take control of your data. Please hear us on this. Yeah. Okay. I'm good.
Okay. So I have a question coming from like the newbie standpoint.
Yeah.
So in talking about AI and it getting to the point where it's going to take over apps and sort of automate our lives even more so, what about vulnerabilities? What about security? What about personal information? Like how is all of that not something that should be super concerning? Or like, how do we know we're going to be protected and our little agent doesn't have a glitch in the matrix and then all of our stuff is all over the internet, our credit cards and social security numbers? Like,
yeah, it's a good
how
question.
is that kind of,
it's a great question, right? Because right now, you know how many people, I saw a statistic yesterday actually that showed how many like API keys, and API keys is like, you don't want to give anybody your API key because then they can use you, like they're spending your money, right? It's like a bank account almost. But for personal identifiable information, if you, whatever you upload to ChatGPT, you need to understand they're using that data. You're literally giving it to them, right? They reserve every right to be able to use it. Now, if you're in, let's say, a line of business that requires like there's personal identifiable information or there's sensitive info, whether it's medical, whatever, that's a big deal. And you need to know, like, I don't want my medical history getting out there. I don't want my banking history getting out there, right? Like, that's the point. But when you combine like this decentralized AI concept and these tools with the blockchain, those are two really powerful tools, because they kind of secure itself. They kind of secure each other. Rather, the blockchain secures AI. They kind of need each other, right? Because you're right, Magic. AI can run rampant. These algorithms, they're built to learn as they go. What they're learning exactly, like you have a rough idea, right? As someone who puts it in place, but there's no like set rules, like constantly evolving, right? And when you hear the term AGI, like that is another amazing acronym, right? Is artificial general intelligence. Is like, are they as smart as us? I will tell you right now, there are AIs out there now that are smarter than us, like 200 IQ. And that might not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but yeah, good luck. Way smarter than us, right? Like can assess medical data and everything else. But how do you stay safe? This is the thing, right? This is where it's like what do you do? The blockchain and I think it's the blockchain and decentralized AI systems and platforms like Venice that are going to be the thing of the future, where it's like, I'm not sharing that with anybody. I'm keeping it here because look, there's black markets for everything, right? If there's one thing we've talked about on this show ad nauseum is scammers will figure a way out. They're always a step ahead. For some reason, somebody gets creative. People figure out how to steal money faster than they can figure out how to make money. So it's a really valid question. Bill, I don't know if you want to add to that. But yeah, feel free.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. In the same way that we've talked about and why you guys did this whole, crypto magic hour, and it's kind of trying to educate people on like quote unquote be your own bank.
Yeah.
And like you can control where your money is going, or it's no longer reliant on, well, this bank did this, so now I'm screwed and there goes all of my money. It's the same concepts as like cryptocurrency in general. And like everybody is on board for kind of like be your own bank, control your money, kind of take back the power of the money to where you can control it, not your keys, not your crypto, all of those things that you say. It's the same kind of concept with AI and data. We lost the battle with money in the beginning. We are starting to fight back with now crypto. We completely lost the battle with data. And you see like Instagram, TikTok, all of these things that are now, you can say, oh, Toyota, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, when you go on social media, there is a Toyota ad being like trying to be sold to you. Mm-hmm. So in the same concept that you want to own or be your own bank and control that money, you want that same regard. So then, yes, it's scary because, you're self-custodying everything to where there's no, real protection from the bank. Although I feel like they will continue to make new adjustments to try to be able to give some people some quote unquote like security or some type of insurance if something does, go, haywire. But the concept is the same as I want to be in control of my money. I want to be in control of my data. I want to be in control of my AI. I want to choose what is getting shared and with who. And they've talked about like, you go to your, buy some alcohol at the store. You hand them your driver's license. There's your address. There's your birth date. There's your hair color, your eye color, your height, your weight. All of that doesn't need to be shared. The only thing that needs to be shared is that you are a legal age to buy that alcohol. Meanwhile, we're still giving them all of this information that isn't necessarily pertinent to that particular transaction. So I think we'll see that kind of evolve into really fine tuning of what information is shared and with who for what reason. So the securities, it's an issue, but I think I would rather be in control of that than like letting Google figure out what to do with that money or with that data or with that AI.
Yeah. Take control. It's like a revolution. When Bill was on the stream, when Bill was on the reset last night, he gave like this like crazy ass like recap. Like he's so much better, you're so much more well spoken than I am. But it was like this rallying call almost, right? It was so, when you hear it put so like succinctly and just really just like well done, and you hear like how valuable this stuff genuinely is, it's crazy, man, that people are like, I almost, if I could shake everybody in the chat watching, I just want to be like get involved, like really understand this and take this serious, because it can affect every facet of your life. And I don't just mean like practical application. I mean like you can make money off your data. You can utilize the AI agents to make your life easier. Magic, we talked about medical uses, right? Like when I gave the example of like, with my dad, like and the hospital tests and like the refrigerator, the picture and ordering. And this stuff is here now, right? It's here.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah. I said we lost the battle with money. We're fighting back with crypto now. We completely lost the battle with, our data and having that marketed to us, to where I think a good portion of people on this earth have no idea that we're the product. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I don't think we get another chance if we don't figure it out with AI. Mikey, I think, gave an example of like his 91-year-old dad and all of the changes that he saw in his lifetime. And I think he said like in the next year, we're going to see more change than his 91-year-old grandfather saw in his entire lifetime. Yeah. So like this shit is going to accelerate at, like we can already see kind of the power and how effective AI could be to where if it's like screenwriters spending fucking 40 hours a week writing a certain thing, then being able to do the same amount of work within 10 minutes, all of those things are going to only become exponentially faster. So I think we're about to see a tech kind of boom like nobody is expecting or nobody is really prepared for. There's a few people like think that are trying to build solutions for all of this and give us a fighting chance, because I feel like if, you know, the Googles, the Amazons control the AI, it's kind of just like shut the fuck up, fall in line, and, you know, we're now being controlled by these AIs instead of us controlling the AI and having other companies kind of figure out where they're going to fit in with that. So I'm just a big proponent. Everybody talks crypto, be your own bank, own your own data, own your own AI, all of those things. If you are still going to use ChatGPT, to use something like Venice to where it's at least controlling and you're not sharing all of that, or feeding the beast that all they're trying to do is collect data to then, you know, use it against us or sell it right back to us. So own your own shit.
You are the product. Stop being the product. Or if you're going to be the product, get paid to be the product. Damn it.
It's so funny because I just thought of something that I was watching last night, and I see like a parallel here. So it was the Oscars last night, and there was multiple people that, you know, had these monologues, whether it was through you know, just presenting or an acceptance speech, and they kept talking about go back to the movies and like how everybody's now streaming from their phones, from their computers, from wherever. And they were just like, it was actually kind of like sad, because they were like begging and pleading, like, please go back to like where movies were created and like the way you're supposed to watch movies. And I'm like, wow, it was just, it just was like this cry to like fight what's actually happening. And that, you know, that it's not going to go back to that. Like, we've advanced and advanced and advanced, just as the film industry has advanced, and now AI is getting into the film industry and taking over. And it's just interesting that you see sort of like, you know, the actors really trying to fight it.
Why? Because they're scared. Because AI is literally starting to do everything. Because Joe Schmo in his basement can now make the most ridiculous freaking trailer that can rival Hollywood if he knows what he's doing, right? That's why, right? Storylines, writers, content creators, like it's changing everything. And I know that we're like, this is crypto magic hour, and I hope you guys genuinely see the correlation here. But like these things are going to go they're going hand in hand now. Like I'm not saying like eventually, they're hand in hand now. And I really can't urge people enough to like go check it out. But that was a really fun, that's interesting magic. Like Hollywood getting scared. Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me. I'm like, wow, you're nervous. You're real nervous.
But think about that, right? Like they're nervous because why? And that's normal human reaction. A lot of times, like we don't give a shit about what's right. We don't give a shit about what's going on in the world around us unless it affects is it affecting my daily life? Now all of a sudden, when it can potentially be like, wait a minute, can I be out of a job? Like, is that what's going on? Like, is that what's happening? Now all of a sudden you want to start paying attention? Listen. Don't wait for that to happen. Get ahead of the curve. Become a ninja.
So getting back to our conversation, and now that we have Vildo's experience as well.
Yeah.
So how do you guys decide which specific events you go to? What's going to be the biggest bang for the buck, the biggest opportunity? Like what sort of research and energy do you put towards deciding the best networking opportunities?
I think it's honestly like, so I know for a fact I'm going to like the staples, right? Like Bitcoin Las Vegas, 100% I'm there, right? You're talking about the mother chain, you're talking about Bitcoin, right? Like this is what it is. And obviously like there's been massive news for those that don't know yet. Trump announced yesterday over the weekend, which was kind of amazing.
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, that they're going to be building a crypto asset reserve. And that crypto asset reserve is going to hold multiple crypto assets, starting with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, and Solana. So I mean, that obviously set the timeline on fire, right? I don't know. I mean, it's wild how like some people are psychotic out there, and not just like the light bulb people. Like, anyways, but in order like which conference to choose, like the guys that have the biggest money are technically putting on like the biggest ones, but it's like, well, Bitcoin's kind of decentralized, so like who puts this stuff on, right? It's a consortium of like people or like entities, whatever, but these are the events that you want to go to because those are like the staples. So Bitcoin Las Vegas, I'm definitely going to, and there's multiple of
When
those.
is it?
That's in May. I don't know. Let me find the exact date, but that's in May. And there's one I think prior to that that is going to be in. There's a Token 2049 event, which is another one. The one I went to in Singapore. The next one, and I think they do 2 or 3 of them a year. The next one's in Dubai. So they go to these crypto hubs, right? And they ultimately are like, all right, where is like the innovation happening? Where are we going to put this on? And where can we do it so that it's central to like a decent amount or a big enough like portion of the population? Obviously, Dubai, big. You talk about, I mean, just on the crypto innovation side. So I want to try and make it to Dubai, but I'm definitely doing Bitcoin Las Vegas for sure. And I want to do the next Ethereum. I don't know when the next Ethereum event is, but this one was amazing. I would definitely go to like another like ETH event. Bildo, would you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it starts with something that you're just passionate about or you want to learn more about. For me personally, like I was very ingrained within Futureverse and Think, and I'm a big believer in what Think could do. So that was like my general, like I want to go out to meet the Think guys. Like it was a very purposeful event. If I were to go again, I would do things a little bit differently. I don't know if I can keep up with Dave and his fucking 0 to 100 real quick every single fucking day, going here, there, everywhere. But I didn't do as much of the conference or meet as many of the people. I mean, my whole goal for going out there was the Think and Decentralized AI Day. Some other things got, sidetracked a little bit. So I think if I were to go, I would go with, like have an agenda, have like, these are people that will be there, in the same way that you guys do the comms for Vivi. It's like this artist is there, this person is there. These are the 4 people that I have to meet that I definitely want to make a connection with. But all of that starts with a genuine interest for maybe just one of those. And it's like, oh, Jim Lee is going to be there, so I definitely want to go here to see this person, or I definitely want to see this artist. And then after you kind of see, Coachella. I live in Southern California. Coachella is always big. It might be like, oh, Post Malone's going to be there. I definitely would love to see Posty at Coachella. Then you kind of see the rest of the lineup, and it's like, oh, actually, let's show up at 1:00 because another one of my favorite artists is going to be performing at 1. And then you can kind of cater your experience. But I think it starts with a genuine interest of at least one company, artist, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So, Dave, I guess maybe just give some final thoughts on like your recommendations for getting to the next level, like using networking to become successful in Web3 and crypto and getting that paycheck. Like, just your advice on that and the best way to do that.
So why don't we do this, right? We've been talking about AI obviously this entire time. Why don't we have Junie kind of maybe walk you guys through we'll make like a Letterman like top 10 list or something, right? To be able to like walk you guys through like how to maybe best tackle this. But from me personally, I'll tell you this much. Like you have to just get out there and you have to go do it, right? Book a ticket, spend some money, because when it's spent and you're like, all right, I got to go. Get out of, if it's not your comfort zone, I get it. You can register, like I can tell you, like think about this for a second. The majority of these things, a lot of the people here are developers. They have no idea how to market the product that they've built. None. They need me, right? You just have to find like, where do you fit into that? Whether you're a content creator or anything else, or whatever it is, a builder, it doesn't matter. if you fit into this ecosystem some way, somehow, get there and start talking, because it's through conversation that you're going to be able to figure out, like, how do I actually fit into this whole shit? You know what I mean? Like, how do I actually do it? But my biggest thing is just go start. You know, when people are like, I don't know how to start a business, it's like, just start, just go to one, see how it is. And if you can, recruit somebody to go with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier when you're kind of like with a pair or with a group or whatever. It's, unless you're a psycho like me and you just want to talk to everybody, like, it is what it is. But for a lot of times, like, it's a lot easier because you have somebody else there. Like, don't forget, like we talk about, like a lot of people, like human to human interaction, we've literally got crushed on the social media, did the complete opposite to us. This is the way that you can essentially reverse that, and you can learn so much and bank so much from it. And I mean knowledge, money, all of it, relationships, everything. But let's see if we can get Junie to give us this. Hold on, let's see. Hey Junie, can you give us like a top 10 list of maybe like the best ways to, like, I guess, conquer like a cryptocurrency conference like ETH Denver, or like at the upcoming Bitcoin conference?
Sure thing. Here's a top 10 list for conquering a cryptocurrency conference like ETH Denver or Bitcoin conference. 1. Set clear goals. Know what you want to achieve: networking, learning, or promoting your project. 2. Research attendees. Identify key people you want to meet and connect with them beforehand. 3. Perfect your elevator pitch. Have a concise and engaging introduction ready. 4. Attend key events. Prioritize panels, workshops, and social gatherings that align with your goals. 5. Network strategically. Focus on building genuine relationships rather than just collecting business cards. 6. Engage on social media. Tweet and post updates about the event to boost visibility and connect with other attendees. 7. Be adaptable. Stay open to spontaneous opportunities and new connections. 8. Take notes. Jot down key takeaways and follow-up actions from your meetings and sessions. 9. Follow up. Send personalized messages after the conference to maintain connections. 10. Reflect and plan. Assess what worked well and plan how to improve your approach for future conferences. Ready to take on?
Yeah, I am, Junie. I'm so ready to take it on. Thank you. Much appreciated. The follow-up piece is really hard for me. Like my Telegram right now. Oh my God. So like,
That's very believable.
oh, man, it's look, it's work. It's work at the end of the day. It genuinely is. It's work. But I mean, I'd rather be doing this than, look, no offense, but I'm not sitting in an office 9 to 5. I can't do it. Right. Like, give me this all day, like shit that fucking tickles my brain, and I could learn so much stuff and like meet these incredible. Never, ever, ever did I have access to this level of knowledge, executive, whatever. I mean, you name it. It's never happened before, like in history, and now it's like right in front of me, and now I'm not gonna go take it. I don't know. I hope everybody really sees it, but yeah.
So I have a question. You
Yeah.
know, back in the old days when
Back
you
in
met
my
people
day.
in networking events, you exchanged business cards.
Mhm.
So what is it that in meeting all these people, like, because
Yeah.
your follow-up is horrible at already, no offense.
Yeah.
But like if you're not getting a business card, like I would be taking manual notes on my phone, like, okay, this person was this person, follow up, like in which ways did you exchange information?
Business cards. I
These
love
people
it.
that met?
Okay, so the staple now is, so Telegram is everything, right? I know people might be jaded by Telegram and they're like, oh my God, Telegram. Like, yes, Telegram is a breeding ground for scammers, but for conferences, it's a fucking gold mine. And this is what you need to get into the habit of doing. Swipe down on your phone. If you have an iPhone, because I have an iPhone, swipe down, open up the QR code reader, and the other person on the other end is going to be sitting there. If you see somebody sitting there like this with their phone in their hand, literally flat like this, that means their QR code is ready to be scanned. You hover over it, it scans, pulls up an entire conversation. You take a picture, beep, great. You write Dave from blah, 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 great chatting. And at least now, like, you've started the convo already, right? Like, it's like, not start, like you're continuing the conversation. You're just moving it from in real life. Now you're moving it over to Telegram. So that's pretty much the staple for everything. And you also get to put a face to the name too, right? Like, that's a big deal also. But yeah,
Take a picture with them.
Yeah.
I feel like Dave took a picture with quite a few people, and it's like, hey, no. I'm just trying to make sure that once we get back and all of the craziness, it's very easy to forget who was who, why they were added. But if you take a picture with them as well, and even just send that to open up the chat of like, hey, so great meeting
That's
you.
smart.
Like to have a picture to, oh, I do remember meeting this person.
Yeah.
This is where we were. This is what we talked about. So yeah, take a picture as well.
Yeah. So yeah,
A little bit creepy, but smart.
Yeah. Thanks, K Coma. I need an assistant. Yeah. I'm taking applications. If anybody wants, please.
Okay.
I need an intern. Well, an assistant too. Yeah, no, I need an assistant. I really do. Help me organize my life.
Oh, that's so funny. I just got a scammer telegram right now.
Ah, you see?
Excuse me, can I talk with you? No.
Oh, I
cannot.
love that's my favorite. With the ones that get you on like X also, and they're like, "Hey, we got this job, at least 1 ETH a week." No way, really? Yeah, just come chat with us on Telegram. We're gonna add you to the group. Oh, okay. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go there. But yeah, Telegram, it's everything, and I gotta learn how to organize like my Telegram better for sure. Oh, I do have some side alpha on this when we're done, Magic. Not conference related. So whenever we wrap this up, I see K Coma's name, and I was chatting with K Coma yesterday, and he put me onto some Yaps. Remember, the Yaps and Kaito and content creation stuff. Yeah, there's some cool. I guess I might as well just drop it now while I'm talking about it. So yeah. Anyway, for those that don't know, shout out K Coma for this one. You can now sell your votes. Literally, like for those that were paying attention when we were running the stream, Yaps converted into Kaito airdrop tokens, and those now allow you, between a combination of the airdrop you got for Kaito combined with the number of smart followers, the whole formula with it, you get a certain number of votes every single week that you can allocate to these leaderboards, and your votes count. Now you can get paid to sell those votes. Literally costs you nothing. So if you have Kaito tokens and smart followers on your account, which I'm almost positive a lot of us do, you can now go sell them. If you want to find out where, then you're gonna have to turn the noties on for your boy. And we're gonna go over this obviously in ATC today as well. But I'm gonna be putting out a whole thread on this a little bit later today. So make sure to sign up. Make sure to turn on notifications to the Twitter account and the Crypto Magic Hour YouTube and all that fun stuff. Maybe we share it on TikTok. Who knows?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So I think we should wrap up. Did you want to talk any more about the announcement from the Trump administration? Or
I mean, I can't stress like how massive that was, right? Or this is, and what this means for crypto. We went from an administration that was literally called Choke Point. That was the operation that they were running against it, to now we're watching a different SEC investigation close, or just being dismissed rather, like every single day against some of the biggest players out here. So we went from crippling like the entire industry to just removing all shackles. And now the president of the leader of the free world is saying, I'm putting cryptocurrency as an asset reserve the same way that we have gold. And that is I can't, you guys saw how the markets rallied yesterday, a little bit of a sell-off today, but I mean, massive jumps. And this is, I can't stress the importance of this news. So this is where you really want to start paying attention, because things are going to start kicking into high gear. And yeah, that's why you want to tune into these kinds of streams, so that we're going to be able to put y'all on to where to focus. But yeah.
all right, sounds good. So next week we're probably still planning on covering Bitcoin DeFi, correct?
Yep.
And
100%.
do you think we might have any guests?
Yeah. So I know we were supposed to run it last week. My apologies, guys. That was me. But this coming week, I still have to confirm with Dylan, make sure he's good with that schedule. But the BitFlow Finance team, obviously one of the bigger protocols on the Stacks Layer 2 for Bitcoin. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin DeFi, what to do if you own Bitcoin instead of it just sitting in your wallet. Even if you don't own Bitcoin, if you own Stacks or STX or any of these, like, we're going to essentially bring this to the forefront so people can genuinely see how you can earn passive income, but way more than what you're probably earning in your bank and probably most people's 401ks and IRAs at the end of the day. So these assets are meant to be able to make you money and make you money while you sleep nonetheless. They don't have to be outlandish, but we're going to bring them to the forefront. And hopefully Dylan from Bitflow Finance or Diego or anybody from their team that's going to come through. Yeah, we're going to be showcasing Bitflow Finance next Monday. So I hope you guys tune in with us, man. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you were our first guest, Bildo. Thanks for hopping on with us.
Muted. Oh.
Oops. Yeah, I've been coughing and I'm like, I don't want to be coughing, so I keep muting. But yeah, very honored to be the first guest. I didn't realize that.
You're kind of a big deal now,
it's
bro.
It's all downhill from here.
All downhill from here. I love it. Yeah, man.
So, what? Shout out what?
I was going to shout out to everybody that tuned in. Zero, I see you, Landy. Guys, you know we're running behind the stacks in probably, in 9 minutes. Fantastic. I go from one to the other. The hotel life. But shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. Like you got, Coma, thank you, man. I really, really appreciate everybody tuning in. To the banker crew, obviously Viper and everybody else. Hanano, thank you for the intro. Dude, we're got magic. We're moving on up,
I was gonna say, should I have us outro with the same intro so everybody can see?
Yeah, you should.
All right, so I'm gonna play it. Let me see if I can scroll down here.
Peace, guys.
And then I will close us out after that.
Oh, it doesn't go out?
Everybody. I don't have it set up as an outro.
Oh.
So I'll just show it now on the screen.
So enjoy it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Tune in, turn up, the clock's ticking fast. Crypto secrets from the future and past. Magic got the spark, Dave's got the flow. Riding the blockchain, wherever it goes. The crypto magic hour, feel the power. Counting coins as we print every hour. VV magic, Dave's on the